Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Mic is not working.
It is with great pleasure and enthusiasm that we welcome you all to share the remarkable performance of REC Limited for the third quarter of financial year 24. Before we delve into the specifics, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our shareholders, investors, stakeholders, and employees who relentlessly support and with dedication have been pivotal in achieving yet another quarter of outstanding results. REC has always remained focused on empowering the nation's growth by fostering critical infrastructure projects across various sectors. Our commitment to sustainability and responsible financing has been unwavering in ensuring that our projects not only drive economic progress but also make a positive impact on the environment and communities. During this press conference, we will dive into the finer details of our financial performance, our key achievements, and the strategies that have steered REC to another impressive quarter of financial results. Additionally, we will also address any questions or clarifications that you may seek to better understand our journey and future prospects. Let's now proceed to our detailed presentation on the financial results of REC Limited for Q3 FY24. For the same, may I hand over the floor to CMD REC, Shri Vivek Kumar Devangan. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Friends from media, it's my privilege to announce Q3 results of REC Limited to all of you. As you have seen that our Q1 and Q2 results were fabulous, happy to share with you that the growth trajectory adopted by REC is continuing in quarter 3 also. The most distinguishing feature of quarter 3 is that whatever we had achieved last year in 1 year, one financial year, last year 2022-23, we have been able to surpass those achievements in 8 months only. Actually, we had crossed all the milestones in the month of November itself, be it the sanctions, be it the disbursement. With regard to sanction, as at the end of 31st December 2013, we had touched a figure of 3,25,941 crore as compared to last year, financial year, up to 31st December 2022, the sanction stood at 1,92,000 crore. So there is growth of 69% year-on-year growth for the first 9 months. With regard to disbursement, in the last financial year, total disbursement stood at around 97,000 crore. This disbursement we had already crossed in the month of November, and at the end of 31st December 2023, our total disbursement stands at 1,22,089 crore, signifying a growth of 104% year-on-year basis for the first 9 months. Our loan assets, asset under management is growing at a fast pace. Last year, our asset under management had grown at the rate of 13%. Last year, the increase in asset under management was from 3,85,000 crore to 4,35,000 crore, indicating a growth of 13%. But in the first 9 months, our asset under management has grown to 4,97,466 crore as compared to last year's figure of 4,11,148 crore. So there is growth of 21% as far as our asset under management is concerned. There is interest income on loan asset has grown by 17% in the first 9 months. Interest income on loan asset stands at 33,597 crore as compared to 28,625 crore last year, indicating a growth of 17%. Our total income has also grown to 34,571 crore, signifying a growth of 19% as compared to 29,129 crore in the last financial year in the first 9 months. The profit before tax has gone up by 27% to 12,633 crore as compared to 9,928 crore in the last financial year for the first 9 months. The net profit, that is profit after tax, at the end of 31st March 2023 stands at 10,003 crore as compared to 8,054 crore in the last financial year at the end of 31st December 2022. So there is growth of about 24% in the profit after tax. The net worth of the company has grown by 18%. Last year, on 31st December 2022, our net worth was 54,840 crore. Now, at the end of 31st December 2023, our net worth has increased to 64,787 crore, signifying an increase of 18%. Our capital adequacy ratio is a comfortable 28.21%. Our spread has improved now. The spread is now 2.78%, and our net interest margin is 3.52. We had committed to you in the last quarter that we'll be able to hold on to our net interest margin of about 3.5. We have been able to hold it to 3.52%. Our net NPA, which was 0.96% at the end of quarter two, it has gone down to 0.82% because a number of assets have been resolved in the Q3, like Meenakshi Power, then Dance Energy, and Classic Global. Three assets have been resolved, and we are hopeful that we'll be able to resolve some more assets in the current quarter, quarter four also. These results have been achieved despite some major challenges, including increased cost of funding owing to continuing geopolitical events and heightened competition. One more thing that I would like to share with you is that Honorable Prime Minister has launched Pradhan Mantri Suryoday scheme yesterday in the evening. And I'm happy to share with you that Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has designated REC as the overall program implementation agency for implementation of rooftop solar in the country, and we have been given a target of 1 crore household to be covered in a period of 1 year. And we have taken this challenge. It is a challenging task because we'll have to coordinate with multiple stakeholders, owners of the rooftop, the distribution companies, vendors, financing companies, and some of the central public sector undertakings under Ministry of Power have also been allocated different states. They will also be proactively doing this rooftop solar installation under RESCO model, Renewable Energy Service Company model. So we hope that we'll be able to increase our portfolio of renewable energy. Today in our board meeting, board has authorized management of REC to issue line of credit to the central public sector undertaking, which are going to act as renewable energy service company to the tune of about 15,000 crore. So there are 8 CPSEs who are going to implement this solar rooftop. If we are able to give line of credit up to 15,000 crore to each company, so we are committed that we'll be able to give line of credit up to 1,20,000 crore for rooftop solar mission. The rooftop solar mission is a challenging assignment. It will require a lot of IEC component. The awareness campaign has to be launched, and we are taking help of all our regional offices. We have 22 regional offices spread across different states. They'll be coordinating with the distribution company in the different states. They'll also be coordinating with multiple stakeholders, and we are hopeful that we'll be able to achieve the target of household for rural for rooftop solar within a period of 1 year. As I had promised in the last quarter two result, that we are committed to increase our renewable energy portfolio to 3 lakh crore by the end of 2030. Our board has recently sanctioned, by the end of today's board meeting, we already sanctioned project more than 1 lakh crore in the current financial year pertaining to the renewable energy portfolio. And our director project is mentioning that we have already crossed 1,25,000 crore sanction for the renewable energy project in the current financial year. And we are quite confident that we'll be able to touch the figure of 3 lakh crore by the year 2030, because disbursement of any project that we are sanctioning, disbursement takes place over a period of 2 to 3 years. Similarly, our portfolio in non-power infrastructure and logistics also we are focusing, because Ministry of Power has allowed us to diversify into non-power infrastructure and logistics. We are committed to increase our portfolio in the non-power infrastructure and logistics also. We have been able to sign a number of MOUs with the different agencies, and in the near future, our portfolio in the infrastructure and logistics sector is also bound to grow. With regard to traditional power sector, generation, transmission, distribution, the things are looking up because recently Ministry of Power has announced they have made detailed action plan for installation of capacity addition of thermal power plant to the tune of 80,000 megawatt capacity in next 6 to 7 years. So we are committed to give financing for this thermal power plant which are going to come in the country, because renewable energy is intermittent in nature. For balancing the grid will still require coal-based thermal power plant. Similarly, transmission network is bound to increase in the country as renewable energy, as India has targeted to install 500 gigawatt capacity from non-fossil fuel resources. The evacuation of this renewable energy will require green energy corridor. So there is tremendous potential for financing this transmission project, particularly with regard to green energy corridor. Distribution sector, now revamped distribution sector scheme is taking off. Total outlay is 3,03,000 crore with Government of India grant of about 97,000 crore. And the results of RDSS have started showing the results also. Like in 1 year, last 1 year, the AT&C losses have come down significantly. The government department dues, the legacy subsidies dues, all the distribution companies are committed to bring down. They have given a trajectory, and more or less they have been able to adhere to those trajectory of bringing down the government department dues and the legacy subsidy. The overall power sector is looking up, and we are committed to provide seamless financing to all the power sector borrowers as well as non-power sector infrastructure logistics, and our focus is going to be renewable energy portfolio. With these few words, I'll request my finance team, our Director of Finance, Mr. Ajay Chaudhary, and ED, Mr. Sanjay, to make a detailed presentation on our Q3 results.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to present the detailed presentation of REC Limited for quarter 3 of 23-24. So we'll go by the REC overview, operational performance, asset quality, borrowing profile, and financial highlights. So this is the journey of REC. We recently had our largest green bond issuance of USD 750 million, and I'm happy to share that we are the first PSU to have a Japanese yen green bond issuer in the market. Recently, we raised around 3,500 crores of Japanese yen bond. Key strength, experienced management team, nodal agency for major Government of India's power sector programs. Recently, we got the MNRE's approval for being the nodal agency for the rooftop solar, as our CMD mentioned. Highest domestic credit rating and international rating at par with sovereign. Strong fundamentals and profitable business. Maharatna company and a strategic player in the Indian power and infrastructure sector. Diversified asset base, healthy asset quality, and we occupy a very strategic position in the power sector and a major player in renewable energy. Lots of awards and accolades. Recently, we were awarded as by the ICAI for the best financial reporting, and we were also awarded for operational excellence by the Indian Chambers of Commerce, Golden Peacock Award for risk management and corporate governance by the Institute of Directors, London. We were accorded the Maharatna status, so this gives us operational advantage. We forayed into the infrastructure, health, steel, IT infra, road and highways, metro, port, waterways, airport, and oil refinery. So this is the area which we are going ahead. We have engaged a lot of consultants for this, and they are guiding us to get more hold on this space. So we are the government's trusted arm.
We were associated with the village electrification program, popularly known as Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana. Then the Saubhagya program, which was a household electrification program. Then, which is still continuing, is the reform distribution sector scheme. So this is about the distribution sector reforms, which is very, very important, and we are already seeing the results. The AT&C losses have come down to almost 15% now. At one time it used to be close to 30%. So this is a major landmark that has been achieved, and the Ministry of Power has set a target for 12% by the year 26. Now we got the approval, as I said, for rooftop solar program. 40 gigawatt of rooftop solar will be installed. So shareholder outlook, EPS of 50.65, book value of 246.04. Last year we were in the mid-cap segment, we were the largest wealth creator for the investors. So in our shareholders, PFC is a holding company which holds 52.63%. Mutual fund hold 8.32%. Foreign portfolio investors 20.6%. Foreign portfolio investors have always held more than 20% in REC's book. So dividend payout, if you see, last year we gave 126% of our on face value, and these are the, So coming to the performance of quarterly performance, sanctions for the 12 month of FY23, it was 2,68,461 crores. This year, we have, in the 9 months, we have already achieved 3,25,941 crores. Disbursements, last year, we had achieved 96,846, as our chairman has informed, that we crossed that in the November month itself. Currently, up to 31st December, we have made disbursement of 1,22,089 crores. Outstanding loan has grown to 4,97,466 crores. Generation occupies 29%, renewable 7%, transmission distribution around 53%, and infrastructure logistics have also gone up to 6,845 crores, and the infrastructure logistics, including the electromechanical part, is 43,728, which is 8% of our total book. Pan-India presence, lending across 28 states. 90% of our lending are to the state sector, and only 10% is to the private sector borrowers. Major borrowers, TANGEDCO is at 10.26%, and followed by MSCDCL 4.92%. And likewise, we have our top 10 borrowers constitute 40.83% of our total loan book. Continuing improvement in asset quality. Currently, our gross NPA has come down to 2.78% from 3.42% in March, and net NPA to 0.82% from 1.01% in March. Provision coverage ratios very comfortable, about 70.41. I will inform you that in all our resolutions we are having write-backs in accounts. Loan portfolio, our credit impaired assets have come down now to 13,812 crores. We are very hopeful of resolving some of the big assets in the next quarter, so that by the end of the year, we should have a very substantial reduction in our gross NPA. So these are the 12,297 crores in NCLT, 13 projects with 74% provision, and 1,514 crores is outside NCLT. There are 3 projects where we have 50% provision. So as I told you, we are rated AAA by the domestic rating agencies, CRISIL, CARE, ICRA, and India Research. And Moody's have given us Baa3 and Fitch BBB minus. We also got the Japanese credit rating, which has given us a BBB plus stable. Outstanding borrowing, corporate bonds is at 175,782, foreign currency borrowing 91,627 crores. 98% of our foreign currency borrowing are hedged. So there is very little risk with our foreign currency borrowings portfolio as far as the exchange fluctuation is concerned. Capital gain tax exemption bonds at 41,132 crores, which is about 9%. So during the period, we raised in Q3 39,577 crores, and in the 9-month ending the 31st December, we raised 1,19,462 crores. So these are the broad highlights. Total income stands at 34,571 crores, 19% year-on-year growth. Net profits at 10,003 crores, 24% growth year-on-year. Total comprehensive income 9,880 crores, 53% growth year-on-year. Loan book reached to rupees 4.97 lakh crore, 21% growth year-on-year. Asset quality improved with net credit impaired asset at 0.82. Net worth now at close to 65,000 crore, 18% growth year-on-year. And capital adequacy ratio at very comfortable 28.21%. So these are the key ratios. At the end of 9 months, our yield is around 9.98, cost of funds 7.16, interest spread 2.82, net interest margin 3.52, return on net worth at 21.78, interest coverage ratio 1.57, and debt equity ratio at 6.65. Thank you very much.
Now we are open for questions. Please pass on the mics. Whoever wishes to raise question, please raise your hand and introduce yourself and then ask the question. The gentleman has raised his hand. Pass on the mic.
Yeah,
Hi, this is Ansari from newsip.in. सर आपकी मौजूदगी हर जगह है, लेकिन नॉर्थ ईस्ट एरिया ऐसा है जहाँ पर आपने अभी तक कोई अपनी मौजूदगी दर्ज नहीं कराई है. लास्ट टाइम आपके ईडी ने एक प्रॉमिस किया था PNGRB में, जो एक रोड शो हुआ था. REC ने इंटरेस्ट शो किया है उन बिडर्स को जो क्वालिफाई होंगे 6 स्टेटों में गैस पाइपलाइन बिछाने के लिए. मेरा सवाल है कि क्या REC के पास उनको फंडिंग करने के लिए कोई स्पेशल रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट होगा? नंबर 2, ईज ऑफ डूइंग लोन का मैकेनिज्म क्या होगा, क्योंकि उन स्टेटों में कोई जाना नहीं चाहता है.
Okay, let me answer. REC is the nodal agency for implementation of revamped distribution sector scheme for all the northeastern states. We do have our presence. We have helped all the northeastern discoms for getting their project sanctioned RDSS. Projects to the tune of about 50,000 crore have already been approved under RDSS, both for loss reduction and prepaid smart metering component. With regard to your pipeline, proposal has come to us and we are evaluating based on the revenue cash flow which is likely to accrue from this project. We are going to decide about the possible financing terms and conditions. So we are very much there in northern state, and our officers are already in continuous touch with all the officers and the distribution companies and the possible investors also.
If I just can add to what CMD sir has just told, in fact, for this particular gas project, there is immense competition among the bank to finance it. And this being perhaps a good quality asset, so many banks are interested. I am sure they are going to get a very good interest rate because the project is good, the entity is good, and there is lenders' interest also to fund that particular project. We also would like to be very, very competitive in order to get that. Thank you.
Hi, Prakash Pedashi from ET Now. Sir, can you please give some more details about this PM's Suryodaya Yojana, like overall size of the scheme, in terms of capital allocation, deadline, also the subsidy component, etc.?
This Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana is being conceptualized, and the guidelines would be issued by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy shortly. The National Rooftop Solar Policy was there in the place. MNRE is in the process of revising the scheme guidelines. They are considering to increase the subsidy for low segment, say from 1 to 3 kilowatt category, and the subsidy amount which was being given was from 40% up to 1 to 3 kilowatt category, and beyond 3 kilowatt up to 10 kilowatt subsidy amount being given was about 20%. So they are also proposing certain rationalization, and keeping in view that most of this rooftop solar will come in the below 3 kilowatt category. Perhaps they are in the process of working out the subsidy arrangement for this category. The detailed schematics would be issued by MNRE after obtaining the necessary approval, and we hope that we'll be able to finalize this soon. The target of 1 crore is for the household, the roof. 1 crore roofs are to be covered for a period of 1 year. Certain MNRE has already started certain campaign, like in the state of Uttar Pradesh. They started a pilot project in the Varanasi city. They are targeting to install about 25,000 rooftop solar. Similarly, MNRE has sought detail from the states. They have asked the states to prioritize the cities, which are the cities or the urban conglomeration where they would like to focus this rooftop solar mission. Once in consultation with state government, Ministry of New Renewable Energy is able to finalize these cities where the focus is to be given, REC will coordinate with all the stakeholders.
So you mentioned about the 50,000 amount, sir. What was that?
50,000?
50,000 crores, sir, you mentioned.
That was for northeastern state. Northeastern state, he had asked that nothing has been done. I had clarified that for northeastern state under revamped distribution sector scheme, there are two components of revamped distribution sector scheme. One is loss reduction, and other is prepaid smart metering component. Both the components combined together for all the northeastern state, total sanction stands at around 50,000 crores.
Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
here, sir. Can you see me? Sir, I have two questions. One question is, you have a phenomenal growth. That is, you are complimented for that. But after the growth, we come to modernity. And in modernity, we have seen that most of the metropolitan cities in the world over, the underground cabling has been in the vogue. This is one question, how far you see this in metropolitan cities. I'm not talking of the rural side of it. The next question is that you have, being a Maharatna, you are talking of only of PM policy schemes, but there has to be a CSR. And CSR is very important for Maharatnas like steel authorities and so many others. So could we hear from you how far you are doing for the poor people in the rural side, because that is a very important aspect of your being a Maharatna. Thank you, sir.
Let me first answer CSR related question, then I'll ask my director project to address the question pertaining to underground cabling in metropolitan cities. Under corporate social responsibility, in the last 10 years, we have been sanctioned projects more than 1,400 crore. And in the current financial year, We have already sanctioned projects more than 300 crore. Our statutory requirement is that we should spend about 250 crore in one financial year. That is about 2% of profit after tax. So we are well ahead of our statutory requirement, and I would like to highlight that under CSR, the Department of Public Enterprises mandates which are the sectors which need to be given priority. So for the current year, the priority given by Department of Public Enterprises with regard to CSR work is health and sanitation aspect. The 60% amount would be going into health and sanitation related projects. And we have also taken up rural development project across the country. And in fact, I'm happy to share with you that we have also taken CSR project under this aspirational district. We have gone to the nooks and corners of the country, particularly remote areas. We have successfully carried out our CSR work in Ladakh, in northeastern state, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, all the northeastern states we have taken up corporate social responsibility activities. And one of the distinguishing features is that we are also tied up with Ministry of Sports. We have signed an MOU with National Sports Development Fund that will be supporting 3 sports amounting to 100 crore over a period of 3 years, where we are targeted Olympic podium scheme, that is called TOPS scheme of Ministry of Sports. Therein we are supporting 3 sports: badminton, boxing and athletics. So 100 crore will be spending on under CSR, focusing on these 3 activities. And somehow we have seen the result. We have started seeing the results also of the CSR activity. The young talent which were being nurtured from the CSR fund given by REC, they have started winning medals for the country. Now I'll request my Director of Finance to tell you about the dynamics of the underground cabling.
So as far as modernization of infrastructure in the distribution sector is concerned, of course, many distribution companies, depending on the financial health, are undertaking certain modernization work, but Government of India, under RDSS, has provided a separate component for modernization of distribution infrastructure. You might have heard or seen in Banaras, the entire distribution system within the city has almost gone underground. So likewise, the same model is likely to be implemented, but initially in the big cities, because you see we are still transitioning from many challenges. 10 years back, the question used to be village electrification. 2 years, 3 years back, it used to be household electrification, when the access of electricity. Now all those issues are addressed. Now the focus will be more on modernization related activity, IT intervention and modernization, which is going to be the real focus of Government of India as well. Thank you.
Yeah, Sapna Das from CNBC. Just to follow up on what my colleague just now asked in terms of the subsidy element, as far as the new scheme, the new announcement made by the Prime Minister is concerned. So can you just come again on the numbers that you shared, and what would the total allocation would it be sizably higher than what the budget allocations are right now over the next 2-3 years? Give us an idea, because I think we had a sense of somewhere around 20-25 odd thousand crores maybe over a period of time. So if you can just explain to us again. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Initial target under rooftop solar mission is to cover 1 crore rooftops. But Ministry of New Renewable Energy has given us the mandate that until 2026, we have to work as program implementation agency for installation of 40 gigawatt, 40,000 megawatt capacity, for which total financial works out to 2,40,000 crore. So, but the subsidies part is still being worked out by Ministry of New Renewable Energy. So, if we say 1 kilowatt capacity rooftop we are going to do, or 1 crore, each if we are doing only 1 kilowatt, so it means that about 10,000 megawatt capacity will get installed. But if we It will depend on the owner of the roofs. They might, depending on the size of the roof, they might opt for 1 kilowatt, they might opt for 2 kilowatt, some may opt for 3 kilowatt, and subsidy amount is eligible, they are eligible up to 10 kilowatt capacity. So we foresee that in the 1 year, this 1 crore rooftops are being targeted. Total installed capacity will be upwards of 10,000 megawatt capacity in the 1 year period. But by the end of 2026, we have to cover 40,000 megawatt capacity under rooftop solar scheme.
Hi, sir. This is Shilpa from ET. Just one clarification on RTS. You said that 1,20,000 crore would be what you have in target for the line of credit for all the 8 PSUs, right? Is that correct? And that is for the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, and so just to understand, what will be the financial model of these 8 PSUs when they are actually deploying these rooftop solar panels? And from a lender point of view, is that viable as of now? And another question is on your results of Q3. What is the cost of funds this quarter versus last quarter? And if you could also explain what is the reason for your increase in finance cost, which is up about 25%. How much of that is due to the incremental loan that you have taken, and how much of that is because of the actual increase in interest rates? Thank you.
I'll request my director project that the line of credit which we are planning to give to the CPSE subsidiaries for installation of rooftop solar, please give the details. And thereafter, our director finance will address the question pertaining to the cost of the fund.
So regarding your question on financial model, rather I would say business model that is being talked about for installation of rooftop, it is many. So many vendors have already been empaneled by the discoms. Many vendors have been empaneled at the National Rooftop Portal, which is being managed by the MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Now there is grant, there is availability of loan. Consumers who are willing to avail loan, there is facility available, or consumers who are having those funds available, they can invest on their own. So that is one model. Now, earlier question was regarding the quantum. I'll just clarify one more thing about that. It is related to business model also. That what Honorable Prime Minister tweeted is about 1 crore households. And what MNRE has communicated to us is for 40 gigawatt capacity. So there are 2-3 things that are happening simultaneously in rooftop solar. One is household, putting a rooftop solar on the household. Second, industrial and commercial consumers also can put rooftop solar. Of course, there is no subsidy available. And third thing is state and central government building that also are being targeted under this particular program, which are part of 40 gigawatt, in which rooftop solar program will be implemented, of course, without any support of this particular incentive of subsidy from the central government. Now, for government building, for industrial and commercial consumers, and for residential consumers also, there is another business model of RESCO, Renewable Energy Supply Company, which also would be made available through these CPSEs. Now, total of 8 CPSEs have been allocated all the states in the country, and they are going to be an additional sort of a vendor, I would say, when they'll be competing with the existing vendors, but also will be providing equity, debt, or whatever is needed for implementation of these projects. And therefore, they'll be needing huge funding. I mean, 40 gigawatt, 5 crore per megawatt means roughly 2 lakh crore of investment. Even if they do only 50%, it amounts to 1 lakh. And that is why today we have taken a decision to extend whichever CPSE wants any financial support, we will extend that support to them in order to take up the jobs in the respective states allocated to them. Thank you.
One by one. Let him address this cost of funding issue, then we'll come up to you. One question still left to be answered.
So regarding cost of funds, our cost of funds for this quarter has been 7.30 compared to 7.23 in September 23. But the cost of funds as the end of December 23 is 7.16 as compared to 7.14 in December 22. So clearly, some of the costly loans have been repaid, so that our overall cost of funds have come down, although for the quarter, if you see, the cost of funds have been higher.
Actually, the cost of fund as on 30th September was 7.17. Now it has come down to 7.16. As DF sir has already said, it was mainly because of the redemption of high cost borrowing which we had. In addition to that, the total foreign currency borrowing which we had in this particular quarter was only 179 crore rupees, because there are number of already borrowing which were under the process, and already we have raised one yen bonds for 3,500 crore rupees, which is at a cost of about 6.46%. In addition to that, about 1.5 billion of the foreign currency borrowing is already in the pipeline. So this particular quarter will be raising substantial amount for the foreign currency borrowing of roughly 2.5 billion. So accordingly, the cost will come down as at the end of the 31st March. So it was only in this particular quarter, because we had to mainly concentrate on the institutional bonds, that cost has particularly slightly gone up. But otherwise, as on 31st December 2023, the cost is 7.16% as compared to 7.17% as on 30th September 2023.
Hello, Shreya from Business Standard. I wanted to ask about the infrastructure funding that REC has started. Two questions with regards to that. First, what is the model that REC is looking at into infra financing? Because the market itself is pretty crowded out there. Also, there are significant issues regarding the delay of especially road projects and the returns that metro projects offer in the country. So what is the model and plan that REC has? Second, taking forward the cost of funding question, when you go into infrastructure funding, your cost of financing, would it go up? And also, what is the interest of your international lenders now that you are going into infrastructure funding? Thank you.
Let me say a few words thereafter. Project can give the details. Ministry of Power had allowed us to diversify into non-power infrastructure logistics in the month of October 2022. It has been almost 1 year, 4 months now when we are allowed this financing in non-power infrastructure logistics. Since it was a new area, we were a bit cautious. We had taken up only those, initially we had taken up only those projects which were supported by the state government guarantee. We had taken up certain metro projects of MMRDA. We had taken up Mumbai-Pune Expressway, which is being developed by MSRDC. These were all supported by the state government guarantees. Now, we are, after gaining experience, we are more confident, and we have been able to rope in the experts from the different logistics infrastructure sector in our team. We have made a very strong entity appraisal and project appraisal team with regard to evaluation of this infrastructure and logistics, and we have taken up financing of electromechanical components of refinery project, HPCL refinery project. We have also taken up the steel plant in Odisha in the private sector. We have also taken up certain projects for airport financing, IT infrastructure, data center, super specialty hospital also. Now, it is an evolving process. It is a learning experience for us also. We are strengthening our system to have robust evaluation system, entity appraisal, and we don't want any NPA to be added into our kitty, because last 7-8 quarters, not a single NPA has been added into our kitty. So we are very careful that the revenue cash flow from this infrastructure project should be sufficient to meet our repayment obligations. The payment security mechanism should be there. This is the kind of precaution we are taking. Now I'll request our Director Project, Mr. V.K. Singh, to elaborate upon the financing model and business model of infrastructure projects.
Thank you, sir. So, since all of you know that we are very new to infrastructure financing, Sorry, sir, am I audible now better? Yeah, thank you. So we are very new to infrastructure financing. Therefore, whatever Chairman sir just informed you that we are taking adequate precautions. The quality of asset, be it infrastructure or power or anywhere, now is getting our highest attention. And the same thing applies even for infrastructure. In order to improve the quality of asset, initially we were not looking at private sector at all. So we were looking at state sector. And even in the state sector, if I can give you a number, last year, we did sanction of close to 86,000 crore, of which roughly 90% were backed by government guarantee. So that is the appetite initially we had. In fact, this year also, 70% of our sanctions are backed by government guarantee. So we are very, very cautious. We are doing some private sector project also, but all of them are, say, AA rated entity, something like that. Majorly, we are also targeting like petrochemical complex of HPCL, IOCL. I mean, these are the kind of assets that we are looking at. Now, as far as the question of interest rate is concerned, when you of course look at a much better quality of asset, I think there is a need to then remain competitive, if not compromise on your margin, but remain competitive in respect of participation by other lenders also. Our cost of fund today permits us to do this infrastructure financing business at a reasonable margin, and therefore we are present in some of the marquee projects, as I mentioned about HPCL, IOCL also, large funding we are doing, MMRDA also, Mumbai-Pune Expressway commission road project also. So, I mean, we have that ability to remain, competitive given our cost of fund. If there's anything that I have missed, you can raise that particular issue.
So this is Shalini Sharma from PSU Watch. Sometime back, the Ministry of Coal had approached REC with the request of funding coal mines, increasing funding in the coal sector. So is that something that you're considering, and are there any updates to share at this point?
Yes, we had organized in the same hall a business summit with the coal miners, particularly those which were allotted these commercial coal mines. We do feel that coal sector is also bound to grow because power demand is increasing, and coal-based thermal power plants are going to be the mainstay of our grid stability. Although the share of renewable energy in our total power mix is increasing, but from grid stability will still require coal-based thermal power plants. In order, this production of coal is linked with the operation of thermal power plant. This commercial coal miners will also be supplying coal to the steel plant. They'll also be supplying to the aluminum plant. So we have developed financing model. We have already financed 2-3 coal mines, and we are in the process of sanctioning further coal mines. About 3 to 4 proposals are with us. The business model would like to elaborate things out?
Yes, sir. So, I mean, there are 2-3 business models in which, I mean, these coal mines are being developed. Commercial coal mine, a coal mine dedicated for a particular purpose, and of course, captive mines, that business model is also there. We are looking at all the business models. And perhaps we have till now sanctioned one project at least each of this category. Mostly we are targeting commercial mine as of now, but then there are agencies who are wanting funding for MDO operations, which the mine owner actually puts a mine operator. So that also funding we have done in the past, and those proposals are also with us. So largely it is commercial coal mines and for funding for MDO mine operators.
चेयरमैन साहब नमस्कार सर, मैं ये छोटी सी एक बात जानना चाहता हूँ कि 2022 और 23 का सबसे ज़्यादा कौन से स्टेट में ड्यूज़ है और मिनिमम कौन से स्टेट में मिनिमम है, क्योंकि स्टेट पे ड्यूज़ बढ़ रहा है, तो ये कितना और कितना सबसे टॉप पे कौन है?
देखिए, अगर आप ओवर ड्यू की बात कर रहे हैं कि पेमेंट नहीं आ रहा है, हमारी रिकवरी रेट 99.6% है, तो ओवर ड्यू तो प्रैक्टिकली हमारा होता ही नहीं है। और वैसे हम लोग लार्जली स्टेट सेक्टर में हैं, तो बड़े बड़े स्टेट्स हैं जहाँ पर मेजर काम हो रहे हैं, पर्टिकुलर इन द पावर सेक्टर लाइक महाराष्ट्र, तमिलनाडु, तेलंगाना, आंध्रा, राजस्थान, यूपी, तो यहाँ पर हमारे लोन ज़्यादा हैं। लेकिन रिकवरी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हमारा पूरा 99.6% का रिकवरी है, और इन स्टेट से हमारे कभी भी कोई ऐसी दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं हुई है।
Top borrowers among the state sector are Telangana, followed by Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Bihar, West Bengal, and Jammu and Kashmir.
Sir, why you 18% growth, you said in the press release, does it mean the nook and corner of this country getting the electricity?
18% growth है तो पूरे कंट्री के अंदर ग्रोथ
जी सर, जो अभी आंकड़े हैं उसके हिसाब से देश में हर शहर में, हर गांव में और पीछे सौभाग्य स्कीम के थ्रू हर घर में बिजली है, उसके आंकड़े हैं। सीए को टाइम टू टाइम मॉनिटर करता है, और सीए के पास में पूरे नेशन का डेटा है कि किस स्टेट में कितनी बिजली
ठीक है, तो
बिजली की व्यवस्था है सर।
नहीं, ठीक है, मॉनिटर कौन करता है? आरईसी तो मॉनिटर करता है ना।
नहीं, मॉनिटरिंग का काम हम लोग नहीं करते, हम लोग फाइनेंसिंग काम करते हैं। लेट मी बी वेरी क्लियर, our main job is financing of this power sector infrastructure. Monitoring work is done by Central Electricity Authority, that is technical arm of the Ministry of Power. आप नहीं, आप बताइए क्या स्पेसिफिक इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए, हम इन्फॉर्मेशन दे देंगे आपको।
सर
जी, नहीं देखिए, 18% ग्रोथ है हमारे फाइनेंशियल्स की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग। हमारे वी आर बेसिकली फाइनेंसिंग कंपनी, वी टू डू प्रोजेक्ट फाइनेंसिंग, उस पे हमारा ग्रोथ 18%, ये बता रहे हैं हम आपको।
इसका बिजली की व्यवस्था से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, वो एक अलग सब्जेक्ट है, ये वाला
अलग सब्जेक्ट है वो।
वैसे अगर आप मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पावर का वेबसाइट देखेंगे तो अर्बन एरिया में 23.5 घंटे बिजली आती है, और रूरल एरिया में 22.5 घंटे। मतलब आज की डेट में जो बिजली की सिचुएशन है वो बहुत इम्प्रूव किया है। इस समय 22.5 घंटे तो रूरल एरियाज में भी आता है।
Sir, one question from Saurabh, I think. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Mike, please pass on the mic.
So, yeah, in terms of stressed assets, for Amarkantak, new revised bids have been sought, and according to reports, I think Jindal has sent the highest bid. So, any updates on that very project, and are you looking at other stressed assets also? And given that you have forayed into infra projects, would you look at stressed assets across sectors now?
Yeah, let me clarify you that we are trying to resolve those stressed assets where we are the lenders. Those stressed assets where we are not the lenders, we are not looking into that for their resolution. That is not under our ambit. So when this stressed asset had happened in the year 2018-19, that time there are about 36 stressed assets on our book where we were lender. So we already resolved about 20 stressed assets now, only 16 stressed assets are there. And these also are in the various stages of resolution, and we are quite confident in the next 2 years, by the year 2025, we'll be able to resolve all those stressed assets where we are lender. with regard to Lanco Amarkantak case that you have raised, the bids which have been received, they are being considered by NCLT right now. So based on whatever decision is taken by NCLT, we'll take action.
Sir, Saurabh from ET Energy.
Yes.
Sir, what is the ROI when comes to the renewable energy financing? And the second question is, any plans for the green hydrogen or pumped storage hydro project financing in this financial year?
Yeah, with regard to green hydrogen and green ammonia, we already sanctioned 2 projects, one in the state of Odisha and one in Oman. And we are looking for other other green hydrogen, green ammonia projects which are coming in different parts of the country. With regard to ROI on renewable energy, I'll request our director project.
So if we look at the total weighted average lending rate that is available on the outstanding loan in the RE, it is in the range of 9.25 to 9.5%.
Sir, Amay Sate from sarkaritail.com. Sir, coming back to the infrastructure sector, sir, last year you financed a lot of sectors. So just wanted to know what was the total percentage of the loan which you have disbursed to the infrastructure sector in total of your balance sheet, and how many projects have started giving you results or they are still in the gestation period?
So we sanctioned close to 86,000 crore of, various projects spread across different sectors. You know that all infrastructure sector project takes substantial time during implementation period. So not all of them convert into disbursement immediately. Some convert immediately, some takes time. There are requirement of clearances, permits, licenses, many other requirement, acquisition of land, so many other things are there. And when I say this, it is also, I think, important to clarify that not every sanction converts into project disbursement. So against 86,000, I do not have the exact number, but today the outstanding in the core infrastructure sector is close to 7,000 crore, and that number was given in our presentation. I hope you have the copy of that.
Yeah. Total outstanding this disbursement for this infrastructure logistic stands at around 13,500 crore.
Loan book का 9%.
Around 9%.
So we are looking every sector that is given in the harmonized list which is published by the Ministry of Finance, Government of India. So any sector which is there in our mandate also, and we can look at financing of that particular sector.
Hello sir, good afternoon. This is Arjun Yadav from Business World. In your last quarter's earnings calls, you had mentioned that in the margins will be a bigger challenge for you, and compared to, and for the betterment of better asset quality, for some time you may let go of the margins for the better asset quality. How has that played out in this quarter, if you could just shed some light on it?
Yeah. For better asset quality, definitely margins are lower. The interest rate that we are getting for better asset quality is in the range of about 9.25 to 9.75%. So and as you have mentioned, you have must have noted that our cost of funding is coming around 7.17%. So if this 7.17% our cost of funding, and we are getting interest about 9.75%, our margins are below 3%. We are willing to forego the higher margin for the better asset quality that we are maintaining. And since I have already told you that we don't want any new NPA to be added into our kitty, that's why we are a bit cautious. But with regard to our disbursement, which we had mentioned in Q2, that we are targeting a total disbursement of about 1,50,000 crore in the current financial year. and we are quite hopeful that we'll be able to achieve the target of 1,50,000 crore disbursement in the current financial year.
Chairman, sir, I am Dinesh Kumar from Infralog. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you for these astounding results. And any industry which is getting 25% or 24% of growth is definitely requires our claps also. We might ask questions which are difficult, but you know, I am really surprised that with all the states, most of the states with 100% close to the loans themselves, they are able to service your loan. I am really you know, very happy about it. And how you have done it, really you have our kudos. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sir, I would like to ask you the overall, because there are about 5 lakhs villages and 10,000 cities in India, approximately. So how much percentage you have covered to electrify the entire nation with such a huge, you know, complex of cities, you know, states, and panchayats. So how much percentage you give to electrification in the entire country? This is first question. And secondly, I would like to ask you, sir, this electrification, you are using it as a transmission. Now, the green energy like solar and the wind power, how you are adding, are you adding? And if you are adding, how much percentage, you know, apart from thermal, hydro, these are normal, but these are the green energies. So how far these green energies are added in your ambit? Thank you.
Okay, with regard to electrification, you may be aware that the campaign was taken in mission mode under Deen Dayal Gram Jyoti Yojana scheme for 100% electrification of all the census villages. That was achieved. All 100% census villages which were habitated were electrified by 28th of April 2019. With regard to household electrification, that campaign was started in the month of September 2017. September, October it started, and we were able to cover about more than 2 crore 86 lakh household which were willing to get, all the willing household were electrified, which were identified at that point of time, they all got electrified. But you know that new houses are being constructed, they'll again require some household electrification. For that, a component has been provided under the ongoing revamped distribution sector scheme where additional households are also being provided electricity. So far, in the state of Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, we already sanctioned additional household, about more than 3 lakh households have been sanctioned for electrification. And proposals have been sought from other states also, those new houses which have been constructed, if they want electrification. For that also, Government of India is committed to provide 100% household electrification under RDSS scheme. And renewable wala.
Sir, regarding our second question about how much capacity are we adding? In fact, as we keep saying on different platforms, renewable energy is our focus, is a key focus. This year, as Chairman mentioned in his opening remark, we have sanctioned 1,25,000 crore renewable project till December. And in the whole financial year, we believe that we'll be able to finance close to 1,75,000 crore of renewable projects. So when I say renewable, it includes large hydro also, which also is of course renewable. So far, sir, we have sanctioned close to 4,000 megawatt of solar, 500 megawatt of wind, 2,100 megawatt of hybrid capacity, and 2,100 megawatt of PSP, pumped storage project. So that is the capacity, and in addition to that, close to 6,000 to 7,000 megawatt we have sanctioned in hydro, large hydro also. So that is the capacity that we have done this year.
In the interest of time, can we have one last question, please?
Okay, we can conclude now.
So with this, we come to the end of this program. I must thank my chairman and directors to spare their time and be here to answer the queries. I profusely thank all the media person for taking all the effort and pains to join us here for this engagement. Thank you so much for being here. Please join us for high tea now, which is outside this conference room. Thank you.
Average cost of fund for the quarter it is higher, 7.30. Okay. Right. So, for the as on date, if you see it is 7.16. Okay. For this quarter, whatever borrowing we have done at average cost of 7.30. Yeah, I mean, we are constantly trying to bring the cost of funds down. That is a major thing. The only way we can, raise our margins is by bringing the cost of funds down. We are finding it very difficult to actually get better yield if we have to maintain the good quality assets. So that's why, we are making efforts. So this year, we have made major borrowings in foreign currency. So now, even the US market has mellowed down a bit, somewhat. 3.92 was a treasury last which I saw. So I think, I think if it comes by 3.50 treasury, then we can hit the market and get some benefit compared to the domestic cost of borrowing. The benefit with US market is that you get more quantum. We did the Japanese bond in. We were not expecting 419 million USD equivalent, but we got it. But that's about all you can expect from the yen market. Okay. More than that, it will be very clear. But of course, we have the loan market as well. So loan there are good Japanese banks like MUFG, Mizo, SMBC. They are constantly giving us money. That also comes at around this range, 6.6, 6.65. Yeah, in case we will go for close to 1 billion.
1 billion.
Yeah. Last time we had raised 750 million green bond issuance. That was in April.
Yeah.
So now probably we'll target around $1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
So any timeline?
It all depends, if the market has to cool down a bit.
Are you talking about this financial year or?
Yeah, no, next one.
Anyway, you don't need that much fund also for this financial year.
We still need quite a bit of money because right now around 30,000 crores will need